When we moved into the new building, everybody's doing all this cool stuff with their cubes. Some people are building shacks and things looking like, they're out in the Wild West, like a mining camp. So I moved into this office, and there's like a little tiny door, and it had a key in it. I opened that door, and there was this air conditioning access vent. It opened up into this huge space. I just thought, wow, how cool would it be to build like a secret spot? So it started with just Christmas lights. And then I was putting fur in there, like faux fur, pillows and shelving units. I put a camera in there so I could see if anyone was coming. One day, Andrew Stanton was on a walkthrough for Nemo, I think it was. He was like, "Where's Gordon?" And so I was in there. And so he stuck his head in. Like, I thought I was going to get fired, or something, or get in trouble, or, something. And he was like, "Oh, cool." And then he started showing up with John Lasseter, and then John Lasseter, of course, loved it. And then famous people started showing up. So I'd be sitting in my office, "Hey, Andrew, we're coming to the office," and it would be like big Hollywood stars, famous musicians, world-famous photographers, sports stars, directors, legendary animators, you name it. They would all want to come in and have a drink. I would be working, and then Steve Jobs and John Lasseter would show up. I was like the host. I had a jacket. I had my little fez, like a martini mixer. There was like a whole band in there once where they did a whole performance. There was a whole entire soccer team in there at one time. Then you'd have like bigwigs come in, but it was like this place that they had to bring people. It was strange because everybody had to crawl through. It was just an awkward position to be in. Some of the stories I heard were pretty unbelievable. Those walls could talk. It'd be really something to hear.
Whenever I give a tour of PIXAR, mandatory, the first stop is the best room at PIXAR. It's not our world-class theater. It's not the amazing render farm. It's not even John Lasseter's phenomenal toy collection. Nope, none of these. It's the room where we keep the cereal.
PIXAR has a cereal bar. Not just any cereal bar. It has the granddaddy of cereal bars. And cereal has definitely played an interesting and integral part of how we make our movies at PIXAR.
The cereal bar is like this big, long row of almost every kind of cereal you can imagine.
It is made of high-quality plexiglass with the finest decal labels. We range from grape nuts to muesli, and then down to Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Puffs, all the childhood vices.
And it does sort of give you that same glee of standing in the cereal aisle, doesn't it? Something magical about that.
So there's people eating cereal in meetings. There are people eating cereal at their desks. There are people eating cereal in screening rooms. You even see people eating cereal on scooters.
It kind of makes sense that we fueled these films with vast amount of free cereal. Makes sense.
The animators are the actors in the studio.
In most cases, animation departments will do something off-kilter towards the end of the production.
Competitions, or building crazy offices, or having wild parties that have a theme.
So instead of kind of doing something at the end, we decided to start it off with a bang.
We're gonna shave our heads and our beards down to the skin as a way to have a clean start.
It was a clean start.
A clean start.
Clean start. And Lee, he had this long flowing mane of hair. It was like a black stallion.
That became a target for the animators.
We were like, "Lee, come on, what do you think? This would be great. Shave your head with us, bonding." And he was like, "No." So we made a big spectacle out of it. And there's nothing that rallies the troops, and there's nothing that can suck your director in than spectacle.
The way it felt down there, you could hear the drum beat, shave your head, shave your head. You think, sure, I want to be one of them. I want to be accepted. And you could see animators who weren't thinking they were going to cut their hair stepping up.
And we're like, Lee. And he would inch a little closer, and he would inch a little closer. And then finally, he sat down in the chair. Took the clippers, had this gorgeous head of hair. Then what you had to do, you were supposed to not cut your hair or shave your beard.
And the last man standing is the winner of something. And I remember Lee was just like, I'm not gonna give up. You guys are gonna look ridiculous, but I'm gonna win. We went for, I don't even know how many weeks.
And slowly people would drop off. They just couldn't handle it anymore. My beard outgrew my hair at a ratio of like 3-to-1. I was a looker.
We all started to look like crazy people.
I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Bobby brokered a deal where we would all shave our faces.
We decided each day you could take off one section of facial hair. So we got some insanely crazy looks all through this week as we were taking pieces off. Part of the hijinks that goes on in animation is the sense that we're all in this together.
I don't think the movies would be nearly as good if we didn't feed the creativity with some extracurricular fun.